Good morning, Legacy Builders. Happy Tea Time Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Let me know who is with me today. Good morning, Velma. So glad that you can attend live today. Great to see you. Good morning, Instagram. Uh, Thank you for being here live with me. All right. As usual, let me know what you're drinking, your tea, coffee, water, whatever your beverage of choice is. Join me. Get my sip on before we get going with my almond matcha. Good morning, Tamika. I already know that you're my tea lady, so you have something yummy. You have to let me know what you're drinking this morning. Good morning, Gabrielle, with your water and raspberry lemonade. Very nice. Good morning, darling. Uh, Come on in. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello there on Instagram, Kathy. You got your water. Very good, because I always keep mine handy as well. So great to see you there with your water. All right, let's get going. As you continue to come in, Jasmine Tea. Thank you, Tamika. Always something lovely. And we're going to get started. My name is Marcella Mullen Williams, and I am the co founder of Legacy Builder Group, where we help families achieve financial certainty and create impactful multi generational legacy wealth. So, today we're going to do something a little different in celebration of a new season. All right, come on in, Rhonda. Great. Good morning. Great morning, Daniel. Great to see you. Happy Tea Time Tuesday. Yes, we're doing something a little different because it's a new season for all of us. If you hadn't caught on by now, because sometimes it could be challenging to remember some of these things, but we are in spring now. Yes, spring started last week for us. Can you believe it already? We're about to end the first quarter of the year. So yes, it is now spring. And like the earth, spring began last week, and just like it's so important to observe the various seasons of the earth and all that's happening there, it's important that we as individuals pause and recognize the seasons of our life. So that's exactly what I did. I took some time to just reflect and to think about some things in the business and in my life. And I realized that Mark and I had began this tea time journey in June of 2023. So we've been together on this platform for 10 years, many of you. And along the way, we've had some new individuals join us, which has been a beautiful thing. And the community just continues to grow. And I wanted just to take a moment to just thank all of you. I am so grateful for each individual that joins me here on Tuesdays. I just can't not say thank you. My heart is filled every time I'm here and I get to have these conversations with you. I mean, you guys really show up. And I'm not just here talking to myself, but you guys are interacting and letting me know what's going on with you. And I am very grateful for that. So thank you. Thank you for showing up week by week with an open heart and an open mind to learn and grow as legacy builders. That is really important. But I need to make sure that you are all learning something, because I say this time and time again, I'm not just here to hear myself talk. That's not what the point of this. I want to know what you guys are learning. And like I said in the post yesterday, I'm sharing transformative information. I know this. I've seen it transform my life. I've seen how it's transformed the lives of others. All around money behavior, our mindset around money, our financial biases, all that we're doing. There's a lot that I've been sharing, that Mark's been sharing over these last 10 months. And now I want to know that you're applying it. I mean, if you're not applying this information, what is it all for? What am I doing? Why should I continue to come week by week and provide more information if you're not applying what I've shared for the last 10 months? And there's been a lot. And I know many of you have been taking notes, you have your journals, and there are things that you're learning. And I want to know how you're applying it because knowledge is not power unless it's applied. You guys know that old adage, knowledge is power. We know that's not true anymore. It's applied knowledge that is power. So, how are you applying it? And so, this Tea Time Tuesday is all about you. I want to spend the next 10 minutes because it's going to be a little shorter, but I want to spend the next few minutes really hearing from you and share. I want you to add in the chat the top three lessons, the top three topics, subject matters when it comes to financial behavior, when it comes to behavior, your mindset shifting around money, your mindset shifting around in your life that you've picked up through our conversations, you've learned and have applied over the last 10 months or beginning to apply. So think about the top three things that you've been applying to your life when it comes to financial behavior, when it comes to your relationship with money and money mindfulness. And as you reflect on that, and I want you to put it in the chat because I'm going to share it and I'm going to read it. Because again, this is about you. You're leading the class today. You're leading Tea Time Tuesday today. But I'm going to give you a moment to reflect on that. And I will share just, it's so funny how, as I was thinking yesterday about this conversation I want to have with you today, I saw a headline, read a headline that kind of popped up, and it saw that Michael Jackson's son, Blanket, he's suing his grandmother, which is Michael Jackson's mother. And he's suing her over an issue regarding the estate that was left behind. Now, I won't go into all the details about the major issue that was involved in this, but the biggest things that Michael did that he was supposed to do was that he created a trust. And we've had this conversation about, as legacy builders, we understand how important a trust is. And Mark and I had this conversation about really establishing your estate plan and building your financial assets through that tool. Well, he made sure that he created a trust. And in this trust, he made sure that his children and his mother would be cared for if anything was to happen to him. And unfortunately, something did happen to him. But he missed one very important part. And that is he did not fund the trust. He set up the trust, but he did not fund the trust. And what that means is he didn't move the assets. He didn't transfer the assets in the name of the trust. So give an example. If you own a home, most people have their home under their name. So you see your name on the deed, you get your mortgage statements, your name's there. Well, the difference is if you fund the trust, then your house being one of the assets, it would be in the name of the trust. So you would then move the ownership of the trust from your name to the trust. All right. I say that in just simple terms. With that said, for this reason, because he did not take the steps to move the assets into the trust, his estate went into probate, which can lead to a number of unfortunate events, such as this lawsuit between Michael Jackson's son and Michael Jackson's mother. So unfortunate. So I want you to look at it this way, as if the trust is, in this situation, I'm using this example with Michael Jackson and his family to really hone in the point of applied knowledge is power. The trust could be the example of knowledge. Funding the trust is applying that knowledge. Applying knowledge is such a crucial step. If we just sit on this information, it does nothing for us, absolutely nothing for us and for the legacy that we are building as legacy builders in this community. So this is why I want to hear from you today. So come on in. Good morning, Francesca. Good morning, Raleigh. Great to see you. Hey there, Nehemiah. Great to see you. Rhonda, yes. Tanisha, good morning. You saw that, Rhonda. Yes, you saw the headlines about the Michael Jackson situation. Yes. Sheila, good morning. Thank you for joining us. So, what I want you to do today is pull out some of your notes. And I know my note takers in the group. I have a couple of you guys who have been picking up some of the lessons that we have been discussing. And I don't want you to be shy today. Just, drop in the chat. We've had conversations about, legacy pillars, financial intelligence. We talked about our money beliefs. We've talked about intellectual assets and financial assets and how we can move forward in applying these things to build the legacy. And that is how other people will experience our existence. So even if it's more clarity around, oh, how I want other people to experience my existence. Perhaps it's clarity about your values. What is your purpose for money? What is it that the things that you want to do moving forward? This is what I want you to share. And looking at this example with Michael Jackson's family. These are situations. The last thing you want is, you're gone, and just the thought of family bickering, and the things that can happen, the turmoil that can happen that can break up the relationship and the family culture can be devastating. And I know for legacy builders here, this is not something you want at all. So let's take the lessons that we've learned and see how you've applied them. So let me know in the comments. Drop one thing that you've picked up through our conversations together, something that has perhaps made an impact in your life, something that you're just working on, where it's baby steps. Remember what I always say? How do you bite an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So, what are some of the little bites that you've been taking to help you consume that elephant, which is a lot when it comes to financial planning, when it comes to legacy planning? There's a lot to do. But we're going to start here. This is where we always start in our money mindset and show how it comes through externally. So I am looking for someone in the chat to let me know what you've learned. Don't be shy now. Good morning, Karen. Great to see you this morning. I'm so happy you're able to join live. To see you. So let me know, what have you learned? And again, we talk about, you get used to hearing me and just pouring in the knowledge, but this is a wake-up call. Oh, wait a minute, Marcel's not just going to tell us what to do. We have to learn something here. We have to share. Yes, reciprocity. This is what we're doing here. All right, Gabrielle. Let me pull it up on the screen here because I want to see what you've learned. I'm loving this. All right, Gabrielle, here we go. All right, so Gabrielle shared linking values to financial decisions. So good. Yes, you've learned really the importance of linking your values to your financial decisions. Very important point. And I've heard a lot of feedback around this. And let me know who else has learned about linking their values to their financial decisions. Go ahead and like her post so I'll know. Or raise your hands. Do a little, say me too, just so I'll know that she's not the only one who's learned that lesson. How to apply learning your core values, which are the boundaries that guide your life, and how you can use your core values to make more financially intelligent financial decisions. All right. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Who do we have here? Nancy. Here they come in. Wonderful. Thank you for the shares. Nancy. Okay. Marcella. Oops. Let me put on my glasses because now I have to be able to see here. Marcella, all you teach is good. I learned a lot, like the mindset, applying knowledge, doing estate planning, being intentional, not putting the right emphasis on the material items, preparing for retirement. Ah, I love that, Nancy. Thank you for sharing. That is a lot that I'm really glad that you've been able to learn and that you've been able to start applying and growing from. Thank you so much for sharing that. And let us know if anyone else agrees with Nancy. All right, let's see who we have next. Rhonda, letting my daughter know where things are, assets and liabilities listed. Woo, another great application of the knowledge that you've learned. You've learned to let your daughter know where things are. My goodness, that's an important one that we underestimate so often. Just like Michael, he set up the plan, he set up the trust, right? You do that. You have the insurance policy, you have your assets, maybe from your employer, you set up the beneficiaries, did all the work. And then when something happens, no one knows where to find it. I hear that story over and over again. Mark and I hear that far more times than we want to. Okay. So letting your family members know where's your stuff, where to find your financial paperwork, keeping it in a place where they can locate it. Such a wonderful share. Thank you, Rhonda, Nancy. Um, Let me see. Rhonda and Gabrielle. Great. Let's see who's next. Sheila. All right, Sheila. Sheila says, top three things. The four R's. Yes, the four R's. We're going to recognize, we're going to reflect, we're going to reframe, and we're going to respond in accordingly so that we can make, again, great financial decisions and be more in control of our emotions. Financial infidelities. Very good. Yeah, that was a fun one we touched on recently. Really being clear on what it is about financial infidelity. Some of the red flags, things to look for from your partner. Let's see, value alignment. So value alignment with financial goals. Yes. Again, aligning those values with your financial goals. Love it. So important. Again, mind shifting. Very good. Good morning, Malika. Great to see you on Instagram. Powerful stuff here. You guys are okay. So now I feel like I'm gonna keep going here, but now I really feel like I'm not wasting my time here. Like the I truly this I am truly grateful and appreciative of what you guys are sharing because you guys are getting it. These legacy builders are not playing. And this is what it's about. Gabrielle, I'm working on making more of a habit of that. Yeah, for what you share about attaching your values, right? You're working on making a consistent and intentional effort to continually link your values to your financial decisions. And I love you keep working on it because you said it key, a habit of that. We have to develop habits. You don't like, okay, I just learned it. Now I can just do it. It takes time to develop any habit, some longer than others. And as I've shared over and over again, some of the financial behavior and the way we operate towards money, our brain is not naturally wired to operate in our interest when it comes to financial decisions. And that's a whole class right there. But many of you, whether you're in our Flex community, we've had this conversation, whether you join any of our live events, we've had this conversation about how some of the neuroscience about our brain, how our brain is wired. And it goes against some of our money decisions, often go against our natural tendencies. So it is something that you have to first be aware of and then work towards creating a habit to shift and rewire your brain. So I am loving that you guys are picking these things up and working on applying them. That's a part of the application is the consistent working on the application. All right. So let's see. Who do we have next? Let's see here. Walida. First one you have here. I honor my process by not rushing or making emotional decisions. I wait. Yes, ma'am. I love that. You've learned to pause, the power pause, right? Many of you have been through my flexibility program. So it's body, mind, spirit, all of that. And you know how I intertwine flexibility, stretching of the body with financial behavior. And I love that you brought this up, Walida, because this is one of those situations in which you've learned to pause. And in that pausing, actually teach you about breathing. When you learn to just breathe as you pause, you allow your mind, you allow the external stimulus that's coming in that triggers emotions to hit the prefrontal cortex of your brain so that you can make more rational decisions instead of just hitting the first place, which is the amygdala, which is the emotional center of your brain, and makes you set off an emotional response. So what you're saying here is you have learned not to rush. You've learned to take the power pause, probably breathing at moments, so that you can think about the decision you're about to make and so that you won't make an emotional financial decision. Kudos to you. Congratulations on that. Amazing. All right, Daniel. Let's see. You are next. Let's share what Daniel has to say here. All right. Monitoring the story we're telling ourselves is so important when establishing our relationships so that we don't make assumptions and consistently communicate. Yes. So Daniel's talking about really taking the time to think about the story that you're telling yourself. Think about the message, the the perspective you're coming from. What do I see? What am I telling myself? How is this making me feel? Is this true? So really what you're also talking about is those 4 R's within that, Daniel. You are learning to just kind of reflect on what you just received, the information received, reframe it, so change the various perspectives, and then respond in an emotionally intelligent way. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. You guys are learning some stuff. This is so good. Karen, I have not I have got my living okay. Oh, okay. You've got your living will and insurance and land into the land trust, which has made me and my children feel more at ease. Congratulations. I just want to give you, just acknowledge you for taking that next step and making sure that you've gotten all those documents transferred over into your trust. You funded your trust so that you have the peace of mind because at the end of the day, that is what this is all for. Peace of mind, ease, certainty, assurance. These are all the words you hear. I talk about financial certainty. I brought that up in the beginning. You have to think about what we do all this for. Like, money is not for having money. That's not the thing that makes us happy. That's not the thing that brings us peace in life. It is all about what is it you actually want. For Karen, she brought up, hey, it makes her and her family are now at ease because they did the things they needed to do to build their legacy the proper way. So think about that. What are you doing to do that? All right. Let me do a few more because I know I'm gonna move a little faster here because we are approaching our end here. Let's see, Francesca. All right, let me get you up here. All right, Francesca. One thing I've learned from being in this environment is that how I do one thing is how I do everything. There you go, ma'am. With this understanding, I've been carefully making money decisions based on my core values. Yes. A few of those values are freedom, wealth, and fulfillment. Thank you for the thank you for the educating Thank you for educating us to be more legacy minded. I think of this as being purpose driven. Thank you. And thank you for sharing that. I love what you said there. And I love the intentionality. Thank you for carefully making money decisions that align with your values. So powerful. Yes. And let me see what else I have here. Okay, Sheila. Let me see what you have there. I've used the 4 R's process to have financial matter. As me and my partner move forward to first time ownership of our first home together, money conversations are not easy, but necessary to be a builder and to be a legacy builder. It's not easy. We are not going to even act like it is, but it is necessary. And it does get easier the more you have the conversation. So, I love this. Okay, Tamika, let's see. And then we'll wrap it up here. There's a couple more. Tamika, decreased spending, increased saving, purposeful, intentional, emotional mindset shift. Yes, yes, and yes. I love this. All right. You guys are, again, showing up here. Let's see. I'm read the last one. Rhonda, those power pauses are so important. I have introduced my family members to them. Look, guys, this is what I wanted today. Thank you for all these amazing shares. You have no idea how full my heart is right now. I'm so thankful that for all that you've shared and that it is making an impact in your lives and that you as legacy builders are taking this seriously and that you are committed to this mission that we're all called for. Now, let's not get it clear. I mean, we are all as humans called to build a legacy in the way that we do it, that we talk about it in this group, but only so many people are up for, just taking that challenge, for moving forward, for elevating their family. Only so many people really are willing to answer the call. And that's why I don't take it lightly as I commend each of you for being so intentional about how other people will experience your existence. Those people in your family, those people in your communities, now and long after you're gone. So thank you for what you've shared. Mark and I are here to continue to help you and assist you in applying this knowledge. So if you need any assistance and you have questions about, okay, what is the next step? How do I do some of the things that others have talked about, like funding their trust, or make sure I have a proper legacy plan or comprehensive financial plan in place so that I can have peace of mind and be at ease, like Karen talked about? Then contact me right away. Let's have a simple conversation so that you can, again, start applying the knowledge, doing what needs to do to continue to live this life intentionally as legacy builders, guys. Thank you so much for this amazing session, for all your shares. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day, an incredible week, and I will see you next time for Tea Time Tuesday.